Welcome back everyone. We are continuing our festive series with something extra special today, the trending viral Dubai truffles. And this is my take on these amazingly beautiful bites of heavenly flavors. So let's look at what we need for our viral Dubai truffles. So first here we have Kunafe pastry. This is readily available in stores these days. I have some pistachio butter here, cream cheese, dark chocolate, milk chocolate, white chocolate and some melted butter. So let's start making our truffles. Now in a mixing bowl, what I'm going to do is add the Kunafe pastry and then break it into smaller bits, separate them like this. I got these frozen, so I need to separate them slightly like this and then break them down into smaller bits. If you don't have this Kunafe available to you, what you could also replace it with is the sewai that you get, that is used for sheer korma or many of the kheers back in India. You can use that as well. Add in the melted butter and coat it. You can also do the roasting. So we are going to roast this in the oven until golden brown. You can also do this process in the over the stove top as well, but I'm using an oven today just for easy process. So once the pastry is coated well in the butter, just spread it on a baking tray and bake it at 150 degrees for about 6 to 7 minutes or until it is golden brown. Every oven is different. You might have to adjust the timing according to yours, and you could also do this process over the stove top as I said earlier. Let's put it in the oven for baking. So our Kunafe has nicely roasted now. Transfer the Kunafe pastry into a mixing bowl. This pastry is very distinctive to these truffles because this is what gives the crispy texture to the truffles. Now when it is warm, add in your butter, pistachio butter. This will help it melt slightly along because of the heat in the Kunafe pastry, and then just leave it for a bit so that the butter is melting slightly and it will be easy for you to mix through. Now along with this, let us also add our cream cheese. Now the viral Dubai truffles that you see on the internet right now, they don't have cream cheese, but I really love the savory flavoring that it can bring into these truffles. And if you have eaten Kunafe, it has cheese in it, so I'm trying to replicate those flavors here with the cream cheese. And add in your melted white chocolate. Make sure that this is not too hot, right? When you're melting white chocolate, remember you need to melt it in pulses of 30 seconds in the microwave. So the white chocolate gives it obviously a creamy texture, and it also will help us set the truffles so that they can hold the shape nice. So give it a good mix to all of it. I wish you could smell this. This is smelling, I can smell the butter, the rich nutty flavor from the pistachio butter, and it is divine, to be honest. So once the mixture has slightly cooled down, now let's shape them into our truffles, right? I am taking approximately about 25 grams of each one. If you are creating these for your business as part of hampers, it is a good idea to weigh it out. It gives you a nice consistent size of the product, but go ahead and own it. Decide your size, whatever you would like. So our truffles are now shaped. Now we are going to leave it to set. They need to set in the refrigerator. At room temperature it would be taking a longer time. So let them set in the refrigerator for our dipping. You can see that the truffles have set slightly. Now just give it a nice shape once more to even out any of the uneven surface edges, so that when you dip it in the chocolate it's nice and clean. You can see the warmth of your hands will melt the butter slightly and then give them a nice smooth finish. Now okay, now those are ready for dipping. Now what I have done here is melted our dark chocolate along with some milk chocolate, and we will dip our Kunafe truffles in this, right? So the reason I've taken dark chocolate and a little bit of milk chocolate is because so that it's not too bitter or too sweet. It just kind of balances the flavor so well and it will be so luxurious. So I'm showing you a very simple method of dipping without any specialist tools, right? I'm using toothpicks to do the dipping today. Another pointer I want to give you while doing this process is that be careful with the temperature of the chocolate. You don't want it to be too hot when you're dipping because that will melt the butter. You have to understand this mixture also has a fair bit of cream and the butter, so you don't want to melt it. Alright, let's dip this. Make sure that you go around and shake off any of the excess in the bowl itself. Keep doing this swirl until you see that the chocolate is setting. If you feel that it's taking longer, pop your truffle balls a bit longer in the refrigerator so that they are colder and you can dip them faster. You can see that it is reducing. Now once you come to that stage, pop it on the parchment paper again. I want to give a tip here with any truffles, or for that matter your cake pops or anything that you dip in chocolate. It is important to do this. It takes a while, but trust me, you will be able to avoid those massive feeds that you end up with when you just dip and pop it on the paper. Just wait till the chocolate sets slightly and then transfer it. It looks much nicer. Once all your truffles have dipped nicely, now it's time to set them. Pop it in the refrigerator very briefly. It will hardly take about 15-20 minutes to set. Alright, and then we'll come back to it and finish them nicely. So our truffles have set now. Now let's make them look as good as they taste, right? So for finishing, I've got some white chocolate melted into a nice packing bag, and I've got some crushed pistachio along with some gold leaf for garnish. You can omit as you like, whatever you would like and whatever is available to you. I'm going to show you the way I would love it. Now just drizzle some white chocolate on the top. Gives a nice contrast to our truffles and then make them look a little more dressy, I would say. And once you have done that, when the chocolate is still nice and twisting, put some pistachio on the top. I feel like digging in right now, to be honest. Finally, finish it off with some gold leaf. I'm sure if you are following me, you all should know how much I love the gold leaf. It just adds a bit of luxury and elegance to any pastry. And before signing off, just a quick reminder, this is part of my simple festive recipes that are coming up, and stay tuned for more sweet and savory recipes. Until then, happy cooking and wish you a wonderful festive season.